Rap talk, rap talk poetry, rap talk motivation. Welcome. Let's talk about it. We gonna go there. Fresh and fit. For those that are aware, channel, which is a very big and popular channel. You probably even seen their footage and clips come up on your feed on Instagram, Facebook, whatnot. We're gonna talk about it though, and talk about what it may mean for small YouTubers like myself and maybe you or anybody with aspiration or the will to just work and get things done, because this is a big one. More than likely, I'm hoping these brothers get their channel back, because I'm pretty sure they was getting caked up. Let me turn this down just a little bit. Let me turn that down just a little bit. I just want to talk about it and what it may mean for people like us, the small YouTubers that's trying to pop off. When you see, because first you got to think about all the hard work that just goes into just creating content, trying to create a channel and making content, writing stuff down. Whether you're going off the fly, no matter what, just content is content. But when it comes to a group of guys like this who just build up a very large channel on YouTube, as far as having people tuned in. I'm talking. Now, I ain't watching that much, but I'm definitely aware of who they are. And what they used to do is just sit up and talk. They have women fall through. And of course, first of all, I don't know why they got demonetized. We don't know. Most don't know. I don't even know if YouTube even, well, I guess it will tell them in the email why they channel may be getting demonetized. And for those that don't know what demonetized means, as far as when you can't receive revenue through your AdSense and whatnot and other streams of income off your videos and content. So when you put in a situation like that, to whereas you've been told that no more, no more money is received off the views and people watching your videos and content, that can hurt. And again, like I say, when you have a channel and platform as big as theirs, no matter what you say or how you slice and cut it, it's going to affect your budget and lifestyle and whatnot, or things you may have going on, because you got to adjust. And hopefully these brothers stay motivated and, come up with a different strategy. You have things like Patreon and stuff like that, and people can follow you to other platforms. Word on the street is that they moved to Rumble, which I'm not too familiar with Rumble, but I definitely know they ain't giving out that bread like YouTube is. Everybody know YouTube giving out that bread. That's why a lot of people is here in platforms, or like the small YouTubers that we are at the moment. That's why we work and put in hard work, because we're trying to build a larger channel and, get our message out, and at the same time get passive income by having a monetized channel, to where you can get money through AdSense, Cash Apps, whatever. You want to stay true to yourself no matter what. But even though a lot of people do chase the dollar, I get it. The Fresh and Fit group, they definitely had a big following. And news is just coming out. This is fairly new news. This is fairly new. So I'm pretty sure for the next couple of days, more people is going to be talking about it. But what did that mean for us, though? What did that mean for small YouTubers who are creating content? Like, is that pressure? Like, should we be more scared to make content? Or do we feel that the powers that be and the people that's watching, that we should put on more censorship? Because first off, we don't know why the show, unless we can use the word cancel, but we don't know why it got demonetized. Usually when it get demonetized, it's because of a couple of things as far as maybe something happened on the show. I mean, you got all your theories, though. You got your conspiracies, too. I mean, we get a lot of those because those are going to happen also because some people are going to conspire to why, because you never know. And especially being in the time that we living in right now, you know, they did have a lot of different females on the show, OnlyFans people. And then the show was getting real messy and to the extent that as far as, you know, the disrespect is what kind of made the show. I mean, of course, people watch the show for different reasons, but the disrespect and the messiness and just this whole male versus female just thing on YouTube and all these different platforms are just real big right now. I mean, let's just face it, the separation. I don't know how we just got to this in life, but it's definitely a real big money grab as far as content creating. That's why you have so many content creators. They speak down on the opposite sex. You have women speaking on men, men speaking on women. The whole dating. It is a money grab. It's a never ending conversation. That's why it's easy to do. It's so many levels. There's so many ways men can talk about women. There's so many ways women can talk about men. So when you have a platform like YouTube that's looking for the viewership, that's why they was having like 15,000 people live in the chat. You know, just going off. It happens on a good Friday night, and not to mention, it's people going in and out the live stream every every minute, every just over and over, and those numbers add up. Those are the real numbers. When I say the real numbers, I'm talking about the real numbers. You'll see the next day, like right now. Like I'm a small YouTuber. Like right now, it's only what 2 people that's tuned in right now. But as the live stream go on, it's going to be people come in and dip out. As small YouTubers, we deal with that because we trying to get up in that algorithm of, you know, people coming in and out, which is a struggle. So when you have a platform like this that get demonetized, I wouldn't start over. I just keep working. I mean, it's gotta hurt though. I mean, that ain't no way around it. I don't know how much money these brothers was getting or how caked up they was, but they definitely was large, and that shit gotta hurt. I mean, I'm hoping these brothers get their channel back monetized. I don't know what it's gonna take or who they gotta talk to or what was the initial reason why the show got demonetized, but it's gonna hurt in the pockets. That's how you hit people, you know. It's like I don't say a slap on the wrist, but it's like whatever it is they gotta do, they're gonna have to adjust and do something different. And that's one thing about creativity too. When you be faced with adversity like this, it may kind of makes you think like, okay, now what I gotta do now? Okay, like I gotta move on eggshells now because I don't want nobody fucking with my money. I don't want to fall off. You know, I mean, it's lifestyles behind these channels, and people that's doing things. This is people's livelihood. You'll wonder why certain people doing certain videos and speaking about certain things. Which on one hand, some of this shit is messy and do destroy the world to a certain extent because people looking for that dollar and would do some of anything. But when you do have integrity, the some that do, I mean, it's a longer uphill battle because let's just face it, who want to see the positivity? Who want to see the people getting along on the screen? I mean, look at the trigger words that help videos: beef, expose, hidden, dark, secrets. Those are the words that get people to click on videos. I mean, that's why I say I'm speaking for myself at this point, especially small YouTubers. I'm at the point now. It's getting to the point I'm gonna just focus on the audio and just the message. It ain't gonna. I mean, of course, it's a picture of me right now on the screen because it's who I am. I mean, I'm not hiding behind nothing. I'm confident in the way I look and all that shit. I ain't tripping. But I want my words and the message to get dissected, like no matter what. Now I be trickling through the whole thing of motivation, poetry, speaking on rap, and subjects like this. But you can't please everybody. But if the people that's following me, my day ones, they know it's always I'm trying to put a message in this shit, like no matter what. So that's why I'm trying to motivate the small YouTubers. Like when you see a big channel like this going through something, I mean, you don't want to keep nobody when they down, but it's something to speak on because it kind of makes you think like, okay, if they can do it to them, who they can do it to next. And first we want to speak on what did they do it for? Like, why did they demonetize their channel? I mean, y'all want the messy, like which one is it? Y'all want the bullshit. YouTube want the bullshit. It ain't nothing but with 2, 3 people in this right now, but they want the messy. If I was sitting up arguing or debating with a chick and talking about certain things, that's what YouTube want. But everybody grow their algorithm over years. I mean, I could be an algorithm, it could be small. Rap talk is an algorithm. That's why a lot of people, when they talk about this algorithm, what I've learned is everybody got their own algorithm already. It's just how big is yours. Fresh and Fit is very large. They earned that. And over time, that's how it go. I mean, no, none of this shit happened overnight. Kevin Samuels, everybody had. Kevin Samuels that passed away. He still got an algorithm that's still alive on YouTube when people put his name in the titles or recycle some of his old footage or make reaction videos. Although he's going past, it's still a Kevin Samuels algorithm out there. Fresh and Fit, even if they do stop making videos, which I want to stop making videos if I was them. I mean, if they do stop making videos on YouTube or putting them out, that basically, I ain't gonna say that basically shows they was just for the buck, but I can understand how you could be hurt though. Shit, I'll be hurt, because I'm just estimating. I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I know definitely they was making over 50K a month. That's just off of ads. I'm throwing that number out there lightly. That's probably on the small ball end. I'm saying. I'm just throwing it out there. That's on the like I said, that's on the small ball end of the game. They probably was making that. You got people like Vlad and all of them. I'm talking about people that upload videos all day, every day. I'm talking about people that got a whole staff to pay, a whole production team. Like me as a small YouTuber right now, I'm sitting up just speaking on it. I mean, just through a cell phone. That's my production. And that's why I say I'm gonna stay away from the videos for a little while, maybe because I want, because like right now, you listen to the words, the people that's listening to the video, they ain't got that much to dissect right now. They can't just pick me apart and break me apart and be like, okay, I don't like his hair, his shirt today. I don't like this. Audio like this, it make you just listen to what somebody's saying, and that's that. Like that's the whole motive, the audio, the speaking of it. even though YouTube is videos. But at small YouTube, especially with positive content, it's an uphill battle. Look at what you against. People want the messy. That's why you have things that's trending. Okay, like right now, what's positive that's trending? When you do have, matter of fact, I'm gonna start just trying to type that in Google and see what pop up. I'm gonna be like positive things trending. I'm gonna start making videos off of shit like that. But when you put in trending hip hop news, trending stories, see the world know your algorithm already. It ain't no coincidence that gym shoes come up on your timeline on Instagram and all that stuff if that's what you watch. Or if you always shopping, or if you're a female that's always shopping, it ain't no coincidence that Macy's got a sale or whatever department store or so they got your algorithm through emails, all that. But to the Fresh and Fit brothers, just don't quit. I would keep making videos. I mean, of course, that shit gonna hurt. I mean, you gotta readjust. You got things like Patreon. I heard they went over to Rumble. I'm not too familiar with Rumble and how they work. Maybe they can get an exclusive deal with somebody. I ain't gonna say exclusive deal, but that's another reason why some of these people stay on YouTube because they don't want to deal with the whole politics of being on a big network and all that. There's a lot of shows and people on YouTube with a following that probably get approached, that I believe get approached to do, TV shows. They got to because they got a following. The same thing with the music and independent game. Fresh and Fit, I'm pretty sure over time they was getting people hitting them up to like, okay, maybe we can do a show over here on MTV or something. I mean, all these different channels or whatever. But when you're doing the independent on YouTube, you can get all that money to yourself. I mean, why go to MTV or Revolt or anything? Or I mean, I'm just throwing some channels and names out there who possibly could have approach them about it because the following there, everybody saw the following. They got the following and the people tuned in. But the only thing about when you go on national TV or cable TV, you have those advertising. Although YouTube got the advertising too that they pick and choose, what advertisers may go through your channel. That's true. But when you get to talking TV and cable and all that, even though you can cuss a little bit, you can't be as raw and do some of the things. You can't throw the B word out as much, or the D, and all the different vulgar terms as much. I mean, it'll get watered down. That's why a lot of people watch the show on Friday nights. I mean, I know I passed through a couple of times, and I'm a little bit past it, but I pass through and see them talking shit. It is like a fun time. It's kind of like you just was the fly on the wall, just watching some guys and girls just talk, and then a little eye candy was in there here and there. That don't never hurt. You got some eye candy on the show. I mean, that never hurts. So then they just was recycling people all the time, and that's what kept it fresh because it's a new face of females coming in and they talking shit and having fun. And more than likely, when people sitting up watching the show, they probably was having like little chill watch parties themselves. I could see the culture indeed. This whole YouTube thing, it's real big. It's bigger than just the episodes, and it's a moment. Just think about the time when they come on. That's why people like Kevin Samuels has as much stuff as he talked about women. Whether a lot of y'all know it or not, his biggest audience was women. Let's dissect that though. I mean, not to just keep throwing him up in there, but we all, of course, Fresh and Fit is the main topic of this video, but it's still in that whole red pill realm. So when you had Kevin Samuels sitting up talking, he's sitting there by himself. There's women calling every day, calling in, and they knowing how he knowing how they about to dissect them. All they trying to do is call in and just challenge them because they know how they're gonna get treated. But it was just intriguing to watch as time went on because you wanted to hear the response. So when Fresh and Fit, it was perfect timing. Even though them and Kevin Samuels was kind of popping off at the same time, both very large. But just think you got a group of people just sitting up hanging out. This was partying, talking about life, talking about relationships, sex. I mean, let's just face it, this is the perfect formula for a popular show. I mean, that's that whole demographic of 18 to 30. That's all of them. And they spending a couple of dollars and they hanging out. Like I say, if that show coming on Friday night, it's people sitting around just chilling, watching that shit, laughing with each other. Honestly, honestly, that's like a cheap date, low key. It's probably was people getting sex off that show and everything. That's conversation piece. Especially, I mean, I'm a little bit older, but I could just think in my mind if I'm like 20 years old, I got my own place or apartment, and I got a little chick over on the Friday night. You get us a little drink and watch some Fresh and Fit and just look and laugh at them. Next thing I know, time going by, and we having a conversation, piggybacking off of these people. It's an energy, it's a culture. That's what all this stuff creates. That's what YouTube does. Just in general, everybody get their own audience. Everybody got their own space. Speaking of space, that's what MySpace was. That was the whole ordeal. I'm about to take it back to MySpace, but by me saying the word space, it made me just think of that's what the initial idea, because everybody had their space on it, and and whatever you was about, you try to get your followers up, and that's where all this shit started. MySpace. Even though we can go further back than that, but I ain't about to go there. But YouTube is where it's at, and when you get demonetized like this on a level like this, like I say, I'm throwing 50K out there a month at least, and like I say, that's the low ball. They probably was getting even more than that. Ain't no telling. I don't even know. So when they had that bread coming in, and when you get hit like that, I mean, you're gonna see it. You're gonna think to yourself, Bella Bay. Let me read this comment. We don't want the messy. I'm sorry. Bella Bay say, we don't want the messy. It's time for change. Black YouTubers have the power to push the change. That's real. That's real. You right about that. We don't want the messy. But look how many people was viewing that shit though. I mean, I can come with the positive. I have to do it over and over and over. But shit ain't number 4 people up in here. They was having like 4,000, 4K. And don't get me wrong. I say I'm a small YouTuber. I'm on the way up though. And I believe that over time, and if people want the positive, the numbers gonna show. What else, Bella? What you say? Black businesses opening up. 50th anniversary of hip hop, revival of the ghettos. Plenty of positive. Yeah, it's out there though, but the numbers is always gonna show. That's why I think we do need to. I ain't gonna say we need to take it back, but when we see things like this, it is a good. I don't say I want to say a good sign, because people's livelihoods got hurt off of this. So I don't want to say a good sign, but it could be a turning direction of cleaning YouTube up. I mean, a lot of people always say that it's coming, but when is it coming? I mean, I done heard the rumors, also, people say it every now and then just to try to get some type of energy around it. But people don't always want the messy, man. Look at the world we live in. People want the bullshit. People want to know who beefing with each other, who don't like each other, because it's a adrenaline inside of people in the ghetto and in the hoods, and people who ain't got shit to do, who watch these shows and listen to audio, and because they want to know who's next. Okay, who's going to say something next? And these brothers got to come and speak out about why it happened. We still don't know why their channel got demonetized. Okay, let's just ask this. Let's just throw this out there then, since we right here. Do we even think? Do we even think? Let me just say this. Do we even think that the show got demonetized from treating women a certain way? Like, is there anybody out there who think that had half the reason to do with why the channel got demonetized? Did it have anything to do with how they were treating black women or treating women in general? I'm asking. Like, do anybody out there think that had anything to do with it? And we know what's going on with the whole women empowerment. And even though they kind of died down a little bit, I ain't gonna say it died down, but maybe 1 or 2 years ago, it was more Me Too, Me Too. Everybody know about the Me Too movement and things like that. I ain't saying that things just went south for just treating certain women away to the upstandings, but it's like people ain't pushing that agenda no more like they was maybe 2 years ago or so. But do you just think at all that the reason for their the monetization of their channel had anything to do with the treatment of how they was treating women? No, because that probably was making the show. Now you do got people that could be behind the scenes that might report, or I really can't speak on that part side of it because my channel not that big, and I don't know nobody personally. Like I say, it's always theories and conspiracies out there, but I don't know if it's people out there that can just straight up report and just get channels taken down like that. You don't hear about that just too much because YouTube. Because you got to remember too, YouTube is making money off this too, even though they make a lot. They make a shit ton of money just off of everybody. I mean, for one fresh and fit, they still got all these other people that generate money. It's advertisers spending money with YouTube every day, daily. So, and that's nothing. YouTube ain't going nowhere no time soon. So just think if they can do this to a channel that was that big, and this channel that's bigger than Fresh and Fit. Let's be clear, this ain't the biggest channel ever. I'm just speaking on it because it's I don't say it's close to us, but this a very popular black channel, some hood shit, some ghetto, messy, damn near Jerry Springer type shit that was popping off, and people was actually tuned in. And so I'm curious to see if they gonna stop making videos. I mean, especially on YouTube. Like I say, the rumor is they didn't went over to Rumble, but Rumble they ain't giving out that money like YouTube. Everybody know YouTube is where it's at. That's why you have so many small YouTubers that is jumping in the game. Whether you got the confidence to do it or not, it's still room to build your audience. I read an article. It's like 500 videos a minute get uploaded to YouTube. So I have to bear with a video like this and only 3 people in the chat or 4 people tuned in or whatever. I mean, my videos averaging whatever they averaging. But when you love what you do, you just bear with it, and sooner or later the numbers go up, and sooner or later everything's get bigger, and that's what you have to do as a small YouTuber. Because sooner or later, eventually, it's going to catch on, like whatever you're doing. So what does this mean for us? Does it mean that we should censor ourselves more? It will mean we should be more careful? Because you can cuss on YouTube, make money. Sometimes the cuss words may trigger you in a whole nother area of YouTube just because you go in there. You have people that smoke weed on YouTube, they drinking, and a lot of them do numbers. I mean, let's just face it, numbers. The audience is the audience. Like it's like wherever you at, they got something for it. That's what this whole social media, YouTube, everything. Like for every video, like for every post on YouTube, I mean for every post on Facebook and Instagram, where some don't understand. That's why I left. That's why I left Facebook and Instagram and all that shit too. I mean, it's a slow grind, but I thought to myself like, man, and there's people on there with way more clout than me on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. I'm thinking to myself like, a lot of people they ain't even thinking for every post that you make on Facebook, you can turn that into a video for every post. And there's people on Facebook who just go crazy. I'm talking about posts all day and be having engagements, people in the comments. Now I ain't saying it's all gonna trickle on over here to YouTube that quick and easy. I ain't saying it's that easy for whatever you post on there, but it can be a video. It's gonna take a grind, especially at a small YouTube. I remember I only had like 5 subs. That's why I'd be thankful for the 15 that I got, 1,400 I got. It's still small, but I'm thankful for the people that tune in to my channel. I don't know who y'all are, but I thank y'all, or the people who share the videos and all that. And every new video is a way to get discovered. That's why you have to keep creating content and be true to you, because there's always a new person that can get turned on to your channel and be tuned in, because it's always new people out there. Like I just said a minute ago, over, like I say, 500, over 500 a minute. A minute. Go Google that shit. It'll tell you on YouTube. It's over like 500 videos a minute that get uploaded. So when you pull that 50 viewers or whatever, and they turn to 100, or you might get a couple of videos that hit 1,000 or whatever, just stay encouraged and keep working and keep pushing. But again, like I was saying, that's why I definitely left Facebook and Instagram, because I do poetry, and a lot of my poems be motivational anyway. Than the shit I talk and how I talk about music, I'm like, let me just take this to somewhere where it can be appreciated at, and I can monetize it. Ain't no use in me trying to just impress people that already know me already. Not that I'm here to impress, but it ain't no use to me just talking to people who barely engaging on Facebook, when I can open up a whole video and make a 30-minute video off of the subject, and I can elaborate and doing what I want and get engagement. And then plus, you know how this shit goes. Strangers more quicker to support you than the people you know anyway. Y'all know how this shit go. Even though people may be watching, and you got to remember all. I'm digging to this shit, man. This shit is real. Let me slow down, because it's so many levels. Because it's people that can watch your shit that don't like you. You know, that's what a lot of people don't realize too. It's people that tune in because they don't like you, or it's people that tune in because they want to catch you up in something that don't make sense, or they want to see you contradict yourself, or they want to hear you say something to disagree with. I mean, that's just the world we live in. It kind of goes back to what I was saying about Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit. People was tuning in to watch that show to watch women get cussed out or kicked out the room because they so-called dingy or talking too much or don't know what they're talking about, or just to see the disrespect. That's why people are be tuned in. People want to see that. People watch you for different reasons. It ain't always they watching to support you. They watching to see you get mad. They watching to see you get angry. They watching to see you get emotional. They waiting for that shit. But at the same time, they're not realizing that they just tuned in. And I mean, you got to just let them tune in for what they tune in for. And that's why I said what I said earlier. That's why I said I'm going to start to focus on doing more videos like this, to where it's just straight up audio and commentary, and not even just give a fuck. So it's like, if you listening with your own intent, and you gotta focus on the words. It ain't about all the fancy. It ain't about the graphics and what outfit I got on today, or how my beard looking. It ain't about all that shit. No, it's gonna be about what he's saying, what it's about, and you run with that, and you just use your imagination. With Fresh and Fit, they definitely got a decision to make, because people wanted it all. And like when I say they wanted it all, they wanted to see the outfit, they wanted to see the titties, they wanted to see the asses of the new girls that was coming in the room. They wanted to see them get saucy and sipped up and say something slick or say something vulgar and all that. That's what makes the show. That's that's it. So as a small YouTuber, just keep working. That 10 views turn to 20. That 20, you gotta have 100 before you get 1,000. I remember the days of just looking at only 10 subscribers. Now I got 1,000, whatever. Them shorts definitely help, but them shorts help too if you're a small YouTuber. Make them shorts videos. That shit help. I noticed that help. And as time, you'll get picked up and you'll catch your own algorithm, all of that. I mean, I don't know who all tuned in and for what reasons, but YouTube is definitely a place to get voice heard, and whatever catch on is what catch on, because you got your own forte. Like for every video, it get pushed where it get pushed. Even if people scroll by, they saw it. That still was a chance. Okay, let's say today, if I drop 3 videos today, and I'm just throwing a number out there, if each video get 100 impressions, for those that don't know what impressions is when the video gets seen through somebody's feed, like when they scroll it, because that's what YouTube do. They push the video to who they think might like it by certain words in the title and stuff like that. Like the people that's watching this video right now, whether y'all have seen my channel or not, you might have clicked on it because you saw the word fresh and fit, or you might have clicked on it because you seen small YouTuber, or you just were just curious about, okay, I heard about fresh and fit get demonetized. This brother on live, let me see what he got to say about it. That's what YouTube do. Like right now, while this live is on, it's still impressions if they pushing it out, if they want to. This video is still, as people are scrolling, as people click into YouTube, this video right here on the screen, whoever they push it to, is still going to show up in their feed for more than likely people who used to watch Fresh and Fit, something like that, who may be interested in it. But even though my channel is small and I'm going live and doing live stream is real smaller than just after the video is published and finished. So after this video, after I end this video, let's say tomorrow, as it settle in to Facebook, to YouTube, they might decide to push it more. But right now, they probably only pushing it to a couple of people because it's live. When you live stream, the numbers will be a little smaller because they think like, okay, we want I ain't gonna say they want people to watch the content that's already up. But rarely do they push small YouTubers live feeds, they live streams. Just like right now, if you got an alert, you maybe got the alert, or either you just was scrolling and caught it. Let me see what Bella Bay talking about. Look at R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. If a woman is treated wrong and disrespected, if a woman is treated wrong and disrespected, not a good look, always gonna come back. That's true. That's true. But I'm gonna tell you this too, though. I mean, that's kind of a good example, but then again, it's not. Okay, Bella Bay say, let me read it again. She said, look at R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. If a woman is treated wrong or disrespected, not a good look, always going to come back. But look how many people still listen to R. Kelly. Look how many people, like, people still play with the idea of this. If R. Kelly threw a concert right now, even when the verses was going on, people was like, can't nobody beat R. Kelly in the verses. All this stuff. R. Kelly name is still in the conversation. If R. Kelly got out of jail and did a show, the tickets is going to sell. And for the record, also, Bill Cosby announced. Actually, I made a video about this too. If you go in my archive, Bill Cosby actually said he's going on tour this year. I ain't heard too much else about it, but Bill Cosby is about to go on. Well, he was set to go on. He announced that he was going on tour. Because I asked the question about this. I said, do you think people are going to show up to Bill Cosby's show? Right. Well, he's set to go on tour, so he already put it out there. But I haven't heard nothing else about it. But maybe later on this year we'll hear about it and see. But people still gonna they still got an audience. It's not a good look, of course. The disrespect is not a good look, but okay, but people are still tuned in. Like I say, people are tuned in for the disrespect. Or it's like when women do it. It's not just always the man against the woman. But okay, let's just take it back. Look how I don't want to. Well, this the base of it, but look how big Oprah got when Oprah, even though it's the '80s and all that shit. I don't know my age bracket timeline, but Oprah is a billionaire. But Oprah started from male bash. Let's not forget that. I mean, I know we living in a whole nother time and people may forget that or don't want to talk about it. But Oprah built her whole career off of speaking on men at a time to where, you know, it was a male dominated society, very, very powerful. But Oprah, look how she came up, even though she did other things, of course. And as the years went on, she strategized and made some things. But let's not forget, or look like Oprah didn't start her whole career on talking about men cheating or whether these be facts or not, but she definitely brought it to the forefront of treating men a certain way on public TV. You got to remember this public TV too. Even though it was a different time, I get that. But in the 80s, early 90s, Oprah, she was giving it to the men. I'm talking about in a whole nother way. And it's a black woman too on TV. She'll make them look stupid just on TV, talk to them in the demeanor of a sister anyway. Maybe is it somebody out there who do something like that now? Or could somebody even get away with something like that right now? I just wonder. It got to be somebody on YouTube who we do be dogging, who be dogging men. But would it get popular though? I mean, I don't watch too many of them shows. It probably won't show up on my feed because that's not my algorithm of watching something like that. But I'm pretty sure it's some woman out there on YouTube who like, who's her name? Tasha K. Like Tasha K. I ain't gonna say she dog me, but I'm pretty sure she bite on stories like that to speak on me. That's probably how she got so big because it's a void like that. It ain't no other person out there that's doing it how it's a void out there for women to speak on men on a level like that or, speak on even though she mixing in with the gossip. Like I said, I didn't watch her show too much, but she's the first person that I could think of that can pull something off like that. And even though she had to backtrack on a couple of things because she had lawsuits and all that, against other women, with the Cardi B situation and all that. So that's women on women. But look how many men that she didn't drug through the masses on her platform, the Derrick Jacksons, whoever. I mean, some of those stories was coming up. That's how I was hearing about her. Like she ran with the R. Kelly thing a lot, made it real big as far as I remember. I don't know how big, you know. Gail King, she could do it, but she played a part in the whole R. Kelly thing. But that's Oprah girl. But it's a void for that though. It's actually, I mean, if you want to be messy about it, it's actually needed if that's what y'all looking for. Women, y'all need somebody out there who can. I ain't gonna say y'all need it, but it's a lane for that. I thought maybe Angela Yee was going that way, but I don't know. She got a radio show, but I don't know what she be talking about. But it seemed like it should be a lane that's kind of open because Wendy Williams, she kind of was doing it. And I'm just a little bit over the place though, but it's a lane for the outspoken woman to say what women thinking, on a platform about men and relationships and, you know, kind of like how these brothers was doing, fresh and fit, just taking that edge. Who's gonna take that? A lot of responsibility come with this shit though. It may seem like it don't, but a lot of responsibility come with this shit when you have these platforms. Because you think to yourself like how you built it, and then you have to think of how you're gonna maintain it, how you can maintain it. It sounds easy, but it's actually can get hard because you have to think about yourself on the way up. That's like my channel right now. It's like I'm going through it. I'm going through the identity. I always want to tie it into some motivation and some positive. I mean, that's the bottom line. But during the course of that, though, I still have to be entertaining, and I still have to pull the different things and that can grab traffic. That's the choice you have to make. So when it comes to the Fresh and Fit channel, when they was creating, you got to remember this shit didn't happen overnight. It took years to build up a big platform. Shit, they have about 1 million subscribers. I don't know, but they shit was up there. I mean, I'm not about to look real quick, but just think when you got an audience like that that's dependent on you, and you got a formula that's working. at the end of the day, you don't want to fuck that up. You don't want to just start talking about something else. I mean, just imagine if you watch a Fresh and Fit and then you tune in one day and they start talking about, they talking about cars or something. You'll be like, okay, what's going on today? You know, and it might have been early in their channel. They probably experienced something like that. When you a small YouTuber, you try different things. You try to see what works, but you still want to hold on to your integrity and who you are. But you want success. I mean, let's be real. You want success. You come into YouTube to get your point across, and you want to entertain, and you want the following, you want the views, you want that. But you have to keep as close to yourself and who you are as possible. But like me with the motivation, I mean, I'm still a fun person, and that's why I say I'm going through the whole, I ain't gonna say identity thing, because all these different things are me. Because I love music, I love motivating, I love writing poetry, I love, just the conversation of those things. But at the same time, I still like to have fun. I still a drink. Yeah, I still a sip a little bit. I mean, I ain't got no alcohol or nothing right now, but I still like to have fun. So just imagine if I'm a motivational speaker, but you find out that I like to drink alcohol sometimes, you'll be like, man, is this dude a fraud? Like, who the fuck is he? Or if you understand that I talk music, I talk about rap and all this stuff on my channel, but you find out that all I listen to is Stevie Wonder and Minnie Riperton all day, and I don't even know and I don't even know the latest Lil Uzi Vert album and all that stuff. Am I a fraud then? Because I don't know Bobby Smurr, the latest song and all that stuff. But I'm talking about something that he did, that made the headlines. But I'm riding around listening to Al Green all day, like, am I a fraud? It's like all these things can still just be who you are. But when you gain an identity on YouTube, stuff like that, and you got something that's actually working, it kind of take you on a ride and a journey to where you can discover yourself. Because then, especially if you do it for a long time, because I've been on YouTube I've definitely been there over a year. But I done had attempts of trying and stopping and all that. But I'm talking about going strong, strong, strong. Now really believing in this shit and believing in me. I'm definitely over a year in. And this has been people that have been doing this shit for 5, 10 years who eating off, I'm talking about eating off this shit. I'm talking about going hard. And your feelings can change. And you can look back and say, okay, I started YouTube doing videos like this. That's like Kevin Samuels. I don't know why I keep going back to him. I guess it's spirit in the room or something. I don't know. Fresh and Fit, because they like we fucking Fresh and Fit with Kevin Samuels. He one of the OGs. But I was telling people like I was up on Kevin Samuels before the pandemic and all. Cause that's kind of like when he started. That's when he blew up. But if you know his story, he was doing like fashion and all that type of shit. He was an image consultant before. I mean, now I wasn't up on him when he was doing all that shit. Don't get me wrong. But people like KS, he was on YouTube for like 10 years before he blew up. And then he only was able, I mean, because we passed away about what, a year or so ago. He really just was blowing up. He really only had like, let's just say, give or take about 2 to 3 years of really enjoying the fruits of all those years before he passed away. Fresh and Fit, they blew up. Instagram, the shorts, and you would see videos real quick of people, you know, reposting videos. That's how they shit blew up. Let's see what he's talking about. Bella Bay. Oprah did not disrespect me. Oh shit, here we go. Do your research. Talking about someone cheating is not disrespectful. Molestation was a main topic of hers. A lot of people came forward with their story. Oh, see, Bella Bay, I don't know how old you are, but I'm talking about the 80s Oprah. I ain't talking about the 2000 Oprah. I ain't talking about when she had a magazine. I ain't talking about when she had her own channel. You gotta, I mean, all respect, you gotta talk about Okay, you say she had an entire show where she invited men to talk about their story of being molested. She opened up a place for men to be vulnerable. She's on another level. See, this goes back to what I was talking about a minute ago. Oprah turned into that. Oprah wasn't always the Oprah that you saw within these last 20 years. Oprah, go back. I'm pretty sure some clips on YouTube for the Oprah Winfrey show. Oprah had a stigma around her that she didn't even like black men, period. That's the Oprah I'm talking about. I'm talking about when Oprah had the Oprah Winfrey show. I ain't talking about I ain't talking about Oprah. I'm talking about the whole word written out. Go to YouTube and look up the Oprah Winfrey show. I ain't talking about the Oprah show. Look up the Oprah Winfrey show. All 4 words. Back when she was doing it Jerry Springer style. Back when she had an audience. Back when she was big Oprah. Back when she, had the perm in her hair walking through the audience. Now I understand later on in life, Oprah turned into, the activist, and she was speaking on issues and giving people a platform and all that. That goes back to what I was saying a minute ago. You can start off one way and you can end up in a whole nother ram and having a whole nother agenda around you from where you started. Oprah is that perfect example, actually. But for anybody that grew up in the 80s and early 90s, the whole stigma around Oprah was that she don't like black men. She was carrying the culture. I mean, it even used to be skits. I remember Living Color. I'm showing my age. like I say, Bella Bay, just research this. It used to be like skit shows. I don't know if you're familiar with in Living Color. Like, it used to be people that'll make fun of Oprah or things like that because they knew what her agenda was. They knew, I mean, everybody knew what Oprah agenda was when she first started. Now, this to take nothing away from her, but the base of Oprah when she first started, it definitely was against men. I mean, there's nowhere around that. So, I mean, just look it up. Just look it up. I mean, like I say, people's change, people feelings change. You learn different things. She have different sponsors, all that. But big Oprah, old school Oprah, the Oprah Winfrey show. Like I say, I ain't talking about Oprah. I ain't talking about when what's the other guy name came into the picture? Phil, what's his name? Y'all know the guy I'm talking about. I ain't talking about that whole run. Oprah had a whole nother run before all that. The Oprah Winfrey show. She was messy, and she was messy as fuck too at that. But she did it. So it's an audience for everybody. It's just an audience out there though, and YouTube's give you that. That's why you have all these different shows popping up. That's why when one like with this demonetization with the Fresh and Fit show, I guarantee I don't say I, well I will. I'm gonna just jump out there. Somebody else show is about to get pushed up to fill this void. It's going to be because there's always going to be some imitators. There's always some imitators out there. So somebody else show is about to gain a little bit more exposure on YouTube, on these YouTube streets. Somebody else show that was similar to Fresh and Fit is about to come through the cracks and pick up a little bit of steam and momentum. Because that's the other thing too. From what I heard in research, when your channel get demonetized like this, that's when that whole shadow ban word and things kick in. They don't push your videos out as much as they used to. Of course, the old content is going to be there, and people can look at it and research it and watch it. But when they go live and do them live streams, that's if they do it. Like I said, I heard they went over to Rumble. But as far as the YouTube live streams, if I was them, I'd just keep on doing it. And sometimes you got to put some of that bread up too. If you're getting money like that on YouTube, put some of that shit up. Don't go splurge and buy the Lambos and take them trips. Cause they were down in Miami too. Like, oh shit. Ooh, I know that shit hurt. This shit gotta hurt. Man, I know this shit hurt. Just to look at that account and you just see like, I mean, no, so look at the AdSense. Just look up and see like, damn. I'm pretty sure they got one more good ass check coming though. Because once you get the money, unless it already happened, they just not announced it. I'm pretty sure it just not happened though. So they got one more good ass check coming though, because YouTube pay you the months, for the months in advance. So if they told them yesterday they got one more check coming, would it be like on the 21st or something like that? Somewhere up in that area of the month when they get them checks for last month. So that's a bad dude. Like I said, they down in Miami, that bread, that money, that fun down there. But you gotta just readjust. I don't know if they have merchandise. Like I said, I ain't watched the show like that. I'm pretty sure they were smart enough to have merchandise. But take that shit on the road. Take the shit on the road. See what you can come up with. They still got their social media, their Instagrams and all that though. Because once you got a following, I mean, you can have a follow. It might take a little time for you to get people to transition to where you're going when you off one platform. And that's what some people do too. They juggle and be on all these different platforms. I couldn't do it though. I can't do it. I mean, if I had a team, it'd be a little bit different. Like if I had somebody who can work my social medias and all that without me being on it. But when I say social media, I'm talking about the Instagram, the TikToks, the Facebooks, and all that, making the reels and all that stuff. I can't keep up. That's why I say I'm over here on YouTube. Like if I say anything that I would put on Instagram, even though I do got a audience of people on there on my Instagram that's probably curious, like, damn, where he at? He ain't this, that then met me performing out somewhere because I do poetry and spoken word here in the Detroit area. And I have performed all over the state and stuff like that. And I got some material out there. I'm talking about live performances. I do shows and I get paid to be on shows that I do events and all that stuff. So it is a group of people that's on my Instagram over there right now or on my Facebook that might be thinking, like, okay, well, damn, he dry as hell. He don't even be over there. But I am over here on YouTube. Just where I'm active at. But what Fresh and Fit have to do, I ain't trying to tell them what to do, but they gotta, but for their audience, even on Instagram, even if you got 500,000 people following you on Instagram, Instagram is not about to let 500,000 people see every post that you put up. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know that if you got 10,000 followers on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever site, you do know only like 10% of the people see your post. Every person don't see your post. That's why when we start talking these numbers and people tuned in and all this stuff, like it's really taking you somewhere. I mean, it's good. Like I said, it look good to the actual eye to see the numbers, but Instagram is not going to give you that type of power. You got to understand it's a site that's to be social, but they're not about to let you communicate to just every person that follow you. Because if they did do that, it's like, what is they needed for? I actually saw this in an interview that was speaking on this. I can't think of the actual person, but it was a study, and he definitely was talking about it, break it down, and it definitely makes sense. Because it's like, okay, let's just say, for instance, you're on Instagram or you're an influencer or whatever, or just say you're an artist. Just say you're an artist on Instagram, and you got 50,000 followers. You got 50,000 followers, and you be posting it every day, and you posting videos. Instagram is not about to let 50,000 people see your post every every 2 hours that you post or whatever you do it on average. Because if they did that, it's like, where do they? I don't say where they fit in, but look how much power they give you. They're not about to give you all of that. That's like even on YouTube. Let's talk about YouTube. especially for us small YouTubers or even Fresh and Fit. Anybody. Let's just say Fresh and Fit got 1 million followers. 1 million notifications is not going to go out every time that they went live. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. But, you know, it's going to be a percentage. That's why sometimes when I look at some of these people pages and you see like, okay, they got 50,000 subs, but then when they go live, it's only like 20 people in the chat. I'll be looking like, man, this ain't adding up. Like, what is this? I ain't saying that. I mean, some people's numbers do be fake too. Because I mean, I try to ask for a second, I let that shit go. I'm like, man, this shit ain't legit, and it ain't sincere. That's like viral videos. When you go viral, sometimes you can go viral for the wrong shit. Now, it's different ways to put ads in the marketing, you know, because people have to actually really watch your content. But some people can go viral for some shit that ain't even got nothing to do with their channel. That's not good. That's because people who gonna watch, they not watching it for the right reason. They watching it for something else. Like even when I do my shorts, it might have some other people on there, but some of those been picking up and giving me some subs. But at least it'd be some shorts about motivation. Because shorts definitely help your channel. I tell you that any small YouTuber out there, make them shorts videos. Those actually work because those can catch on at any time. Definitely when it comes to a trending topic or something that's. But like I say, like, but if you got a channel about cars or something, you don't want to make shorts with yourself, you know, dancing or something, dancing to the latest song with your dog and all that shit, and you got a whole channel that's talking about car engines and all that shit, and you got a whole other culture because you'll have a whole bunch of people that's on your channel for the wrong reasons, and that happens sometimes. So you do want to have an identity on your shit, but at the same time, you don't want to be all over the place. Let me see what we're about to talk about. Stigmas. Stigmas don't make something true, and In Living Color made fun of everyone. And everyone on that show was on her show. Everyone started off small. I'm old enough. Okay, well, you feel me then. Okay, well, okay, now we getting somewhere. So you know then. You know, I mean, listen. Of course stigma don't make something true, but when In Love Color did make fun of Oprah, what did they choose to talk about though? They were talking about her weight. Cause that was something that was on her. Now that could be a stigma. I mean, let's play with it. That's what Oprah was known about. They were known for her weight going up and down, and she was known for speaking down on black men. That's what Oprah did. That's where Oprah was at with it. Those were the two stigmas I remember about Oprah. So and on that episode too, because I'm looking right at it now in my head, I can actually see it because I'm vaguely remembering. Those were the two things that In Living Color when they were talking about her. Those were the two things that they made fun of. Cause I remember they made her blow up or something. They made a whole bunch of food or something come out of her whole body or something like that. I can see it in my head right now. And then they had her just cutting the man off every time he was talking or something like that to that effect. I can see it in my head right now that I'm thinking about it. Them same two stigmas, those were the things that followed Oprah in the beginning. Like I say, in the beginning. I ain't talking about like now or whatever, you know. But that's just the way it goes. It's that void is out there though. Another type of Oprah that's messy. Or the opposite of just fresh and fit. I ain't gonna say if they was smart, but if it was some chicks out there, if it was I don't will say it's smart. I'm gonna go out here on the limb. If it was some chicks that was smart and thinking about making some money in business, a business savvy, then it can be like a reverse of fresh and fit. It can be some females with the show and they had dudes just coming in, you know, just every other day. And they just talking about whatever. And they can it's just one lady that came up on my feed. I cannot think of her name. Yeah, she a little cutie too. She know that shit too. I think that's why her views and shit going up too. Like I said, you know, eye candy. She's called a Pineapple Show. Her name begin with an M. I cannot think of her name. But she got like a show on YouTube. Cause she kind of like in this red pill thing too. Matter of fact, yeah, I think that's another reason why her videos coming up on my feed. Cause I kind of got caught up in the whole watching red pill content for a minute too. But that shit's so all over the place. You have to be a strong thinker, and then you don't want to fall into that whole little trap. But that shit real too. It's a small, I don't say a dark area of YouTube. But the whole red pill and alpha and all that stuff, I mean, I'm amongst it, and I study some of it to a certain extent. And now I consider myself I'm definitely a sexual alpha. I know I'm that for sure. And business savvy, although I do got a job, but I am entrepreneur. So I definitely got alpha ways, but I think I'm kind of more like a sigma. I kind of read up on sigma because I'm kind of a loner. I'm kind of a loner to an extent. So I'm kind of like I'm on that confident whole realm to where it's a bullet. I don't say I don't need nobody, but I don't mind doing things alone and I'm comfortable with it. I'm kind of more in the sigma mode, but I just studied some of this whole shit. So I know how this whole red pill content is. That's what Fresh and Fit, they kind of in that realm. But it's a young lady, it's called the Pineapple Show. She came up on my feed a couple of times. And what she'd do, she was like helping women go on a date. It's like she had different men just come on and try to shoot their shot at a young female, but it's all through via internet. It's like they don't all be sitting in the same room. So what she be doing is, she had people try to talk to the female and set up on a date to, a young pretty female. But I guess that's the signature word, pineapple or something like that. But they just be cutting people off. So if the girl don't like them, they'll just clip him. They'll just clip the dude off the whole little live stream to where he can't even shoot his shot no more. So it's definitely room for like if Fresh and Fit do take a break, it's a room out there for some people to go on and catch that slot. Cause like I said, the word on the street is when you get demonetized, they ain't pushing your videos like they used to no more. You gotta it's you gotta restructure, you gotta start over. And then if they start another channel, I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it ain't that simple to whereas you get demonetized and you can just start another channel and just be like go to my new channel. I don't think it's that simple with demonetization. Then especially with the AdSense account because they already got your information, your emails, and then to get monetized, you have to give up certain information. They have to know it's you. They have to attach it to an address and all this. And then you already see your face. So I don't think it's just that simple to whereas these brothers can just say, okay, well, here's our new channel. Everybody go here tomorrow and subscribe to that one. We're going to put all the episodes over there. I don't think YouTube is giving it up that easy to where it's just that simple to where it's like you can just jump shit like that and just say, okay, yeah, we popping again. They know who you are because they have back information on you. Taxes, all that shit is involved. You monetize, you got a monetized channel. That's why when you link, even if you link different channels to your AdSense and all that, once they clip the AdSense, that's where the money go anyway. That's where they pay. They pay you through the AdSense. So you want your name attached to the AdSense, and they clip the AdSense. All the channels that's attached to that AdSense can't make no revenue and no money. This YouTube shit is bigger than property, man. Why you think everybody over here? This shit is better than real estate, man. You make a video, that's a piece of property just sitting there. Just like this channel here, when this channel pop off, or I ain't gotta be this super big, but when it gain the momentum to where monetization and revenues coming in on video after video, every person that I gain with each video, they have the opportunity to go back and watch other videos just because of whatever video that got introduced to me with. It's still a whole back catalog of other videos just sitting there waiting to be watched by somebody. And as more and more people get turned on to your channel, That's how you build a bigger fan base and more people get in tune with you. So it's not just the video that Fresh and Fit may have made yesterday that gets affected to not making money no more. It's all the videos that they got still just gonna be sitting on their channel. Because just because you demonetize, that don't mean that the videos get erased. I mean, that's different if they said, okay, y'all whole channel gotta go. They just telling them, no, you can't make no more money off this shit no more. Now it's on you if you want to still keep making videos. That's on you, but you ain't about to make no money off these videos. That's what they telling them. They can go live right now. They might be live right now if they really care or if they really want to do it. But what YouTube is telling them is that, okay, you can still do what you want to do. Well, I didn't say do what you want to do because obviously they fucking want it for a reason. But they telling them you're not about to make no money off these videos. That's like right now I'm making this video. Like I'm not monetized yet. I do have enough subs to be monetized, but I need more hours. And that's another reason why I'm picking up on doing the live stream. I need more hours. I need more people tuned in and because you have to have a certain amount of hours to be monetized too. So but I'm almost there though. It's a grind and I'm gonna appreciate it when it happened because I worked for it. It wasn't no cheating, it wasn't no extra nothing to it. It was straight up working and it happened. And I see it already, so that's the thing about it. But Fresh and Fit, they can still make some videos if they want to, but they're not about to be monetized. But the whole thing is they channel got demonetized. So all them old videos that's up that got hundreds of thousands of views or maybe more than that, 250,000 on them views, all them videos is not making money no more. That's crazy. That's why I said on the low end, 50K. That's the low end. I threw that number out there, but that's the low end. Some dudes making more money than that off of videos a month. They was averaging, thousands, 250,000 off of each video damn near. At least over 100 plus. So when they dropping them, like I say, your catalog is your catalog. That's real estate. That's like having a house just sitting there and every month it's just making you money. Every video is like another piece of property. That's why they call all this your intellectual properties because it's yours. You own it. That's why you see so many people on YouTube that you might have used to see on TV and all that stuff. But that's why they do both. They might be on this major network over here, like you got the Charlemagne's, all these different people. They still might have a TV show or radio show, but they still put the footage on YouTube, get a bag off of that. They got their regular check that they get from iHeart or Clear Channel, whoever they go, but they still make content and sit around and make you know, show or whatever and make the visual for YouTube. Like they just record. Like we doing something right now. They look like, okay, put that shit on YouTube. We about to make something over here too. That's why you have your Joe Buttons and all that. They don't give a fuck about being on no regular TV. You think Joe Button want to be on NBC? They might give him a check and all that. I mean, you have all these, man, be a fool if you want to. Once you got a following, you got a following. That's why they over here. That's why I said earlier, Fresh and Fit, somebody probably hitting them up right now, probably giving them an offer and all that. I mean, it could happen, but you don't want your shit to get watered down if you gotta, because it looked like like in the '90s, this Fresh and Fit probably would have been the perfect short, the perfect show for MTV. Went back before the internet blew up like it did, or back before YouTube and social media blew up. I could see Fresh and Fit being like this would have been like the perfect show on the beach or something on MTV. Because MTV had that whole appeal, that whole young spring break type feel. And like I said, they were down in Miami. They down in Miami already. So they would have been a perfect fit. So just think if they independent on YouTube, that's why they was able to have so much fun. That's why they don't need the masses. People don't watch MTV and all that stuff, BET, all that stuff. They watch the reality shows and all that shit. But as far as format shows and all that, they ain't really tripping on all that no more right now like they used to, because that's why people come to YouTube. YouTube is the fucking new TV. That's what people have to understand. YouTube is the TV. YouTube is where people go for the latest and quickest information, or people want to watch the independent television. People want that shit uncensored. That's what the I guess that's what the world of the mass is not seeing, because people see it, but it's all about who's going to take that risk. But NBC, of course, NBC, CBS, those stations, they got advertisers way beyond what YouTube. I might be jumping out the window saying that, but they might be definitely close. I mean, like a couple years ago, I would have said NBC and ABC they got more sponsors and all that than YouTube. But now today, it might be a conversation worth having to where it's like, shit, I'm not sure. Cause shit, advertisers spend money where the eyeballs is at. Whatever people is watching, that's where the advertisers spend the money at. And people is watching YouTube and all that. So that's where everybody's going to and running to. So, but although NBC and ABC is never going to play out because those channels are no cussing, kids, it's still family orientated. Those budgets don't always be there. You can always put a Tide commercial on NBC or ABC and all that, and football games and all that shit. You ain't getting away from that. They gonna make their money, make their bread. Super Bowl, all that shit. That's why I come on regular TV, so everybody can see it. The Super Bowl alone can cover the whole year expenses for NBC. That's what channel come on, right? The Super Bowl come on, so the money is going to be made. But as far as Fresh and Fit and all that, they keep that shit independent. I wouldn't even go to no major. If somebody's trying to contact them and make some money, because I'm pretty sure people already is probably shooting at them. But if you do all this shit yourself and you got it already rolling, you don't need it. It's kind of like independent music. It's like, okay, if I'm doing all this shit already and got this bar rolling by myself, what I need the label for? It's like, for what? I don't need y'all. So, but we'll see what happened though. We just kicking it. Just stay motivated. Do what you do. Always remember, never be afraid to dream. Thank you for tuning in. It is what it is. We're going to see how this happens. Before it's small YouTubers, just keep on working, keep on pushing. The lesson of this is just understand that people are watching, and understand you got choices to make. Understand you got an audience to, you got to stand on something, what what is you here for? That's the lesson in all this. But I guess it's all gonna come out why their channel did get demonetized. And is it somebody trying to censor? Do this all boils down to censorship again? Is that what this about? We're gonna see what the issue is. But it is what it is. I'll get with y'all in a minute though. Share the video to make the channel grow. Rap talk.